What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys every single thing that you need to know as a complete beginner in 2024 selling life insurance over the phone, because a lot of people get into the industry and they're like, dude, I don't want to knock doors. I don't want to go into people's homes. Honestly, that makes me feel uncomfortable, but you might be in the same spot that I was in, that like, dude, I want to be able to travel wherever I want. I got into the industry. If you guys don't know my story, I got into the industry at 20 years old, right after my wife actually, like I proposed to her, we got married. And in this time, I was trying to figure out, okay, what do I want to do? And so her dad, my father-in-law, actually reached out to me and introduced me to the insurance business. That's how I actually got into the industry, because I knew that he was successful, but I needed to know, like, dude, how do I actually, one, provide for my wife, but also two, most importantly, because I feel like it's important as the man, but also two, most importantly, I was like, how do I actually make money so that I can have financial freedom? Because I wasn't one of those people that got into the industry or got in, like, just was in general. I wasn't the person in life that was wanting to settle for mediocrity. I wanted to make money. I wanted to be able to see actual success in my life. I didn't want to be like the status quo, like everybody else. I wanted to be different. I wanted to be different. I didn't want to be like all my peers that are hanging out, having fun. Like, yeah, that was important to me. I actually remember telling my wife, fun isn't important to me. And thinking back on that, it's hilarious. But I remember I was just so focused on wanting to get better. I was addicted to making progress in my life. And so in this video, I wanted to share with you guys how to actually master telesales, because what happened was I ended up getting into the industry, and I remember, like, I'd be so nervous because I didn't start off selling over the phone. I actually started off going business to business to business here in the Phoenix metro area here in Arizona. And so it was really tough. It was really challenging. There were so many different things that were coming up that were actually really tough. And so it was very challenging going business to business and just having to go out every day and knock doors and drive so many miles every single day and week and month, and it was just miserable. And so it came to the point where I was like, dude, I want financial freedom. I was 20 years old, but I also want freedom in my location. I don't want to just be knocking doors my whole life. I want to actually be able to sell from wherever and whenever, and be able to use this as a career and as a vehicle to be able to get to where I want to go. And so that's when I knew I had to master being able to sell over the phone. And so in this video, I'm going to be walking you guys through exactly how to sell over the phone, because you might be selling on Zoom. Like, this is completely over the phone. And so I remember when I used to sell over the via Zoom, and I set appointments, and I just wasn't getting a ton of people that actually show up to the calls, because I remember my first week I set 17 appointments and only 4 showed up, or 2 showed up, my bad. And so and that, just to make matters worse, it just was not good. And so over time, after 2.5 weeks went by, actually 3.5 weeks went by, I was like, I want to go out and I want to, I just need to make a sale. And so I remember going out, driving to hours to 3 hours to somebody's home, and helped them get a policy. Well, ended up not getting issued and get approved, and I wasn't able to actually make money. So long story short, I mastered selling over the phone. And so it took me 50,000 calls. It took me mass execution to actually see success. But what I want to share with you guys is everything you need to know, right? The mindset, the presentation, your schedule, your lead types, how many states should you actually have, carriers, products, softwares, computer setup, and mindset and headset, right? So, or just what I use actually in my space, right? So we're just going to walk through this step by step. And if you guys have any questions about selling over the phone, the pros, the cons, the actual truth about selling insurance and life insurance, telesales, drop in the comments down below, and I'll be happy to answer them there. So let's see here. So the first one I want to start off with is mindset. So what is a mindset as a top producer to be able to make money online and make money selling over the phone? Is the first thing is going to be harder than you think than you think, right? And it's going to be very, very challenging. I always say to agents, this is going to be the hardest thing that you've ever done in your life. And so be ready for that, right? Everything worth having in life comes at a cost, right? It's just a matter of if you are you willing to actually pay that to be able to get to where you want to go and be able to have financial freedom and sell insurance from wherever in the world? Or are you going to back down and be uncomfortable and not really pay the price, right? That's all it is. Are you going to pay the price of it? So the mindset is like, hey, it's going to be harder than you think it is. The second thing is like, when you're on the phone, when you're selling insurance, like the goal of what the one call close, right, is getting people on the phone and is being able to help them make a decision right then and there, right? Being able to help them actually get a policy, get them approved, like literally call to close. So we're not calling to set appointments. We're actually calling to one call close. And so your mindset in the beginning is like, hey, I'm going to call and I'm going to close. I'm going to actually sell them when I actually call them. So that's one of the first things that you want to do. Now, another thing is if like another mindset is expect no, right? It seems very simple, but expect to get a no on the call. Expect to for them to give you objections. Expect for them to say, I already got it taken care of. I need to think about it. I need to talk to my spouse. Whatever it is, right? There's going to be 3 to 4 common objections that you get right beforehand when you are selling over the phone, right? So the common objections that you're going to see are, I already got it taken care of. Like, don't call me again. I didn't fill that out. And I'm not interested anymore. And so these are things that you want to really overcome. And so when you get I already got it taken care of, one thing that's really helped me, and this is a tip to use when you are selling insurance, when you're calling people, when you're calling leads, is being able to interrupt them, right? Perfect. That's the exact reason for my call here. I actually was able to help Ms. Betty get affordable rate. I was actually able to help Dave get day one coverage this morning. Just need a few minutes of your time just to see if we can actually see if you qualify. So you listed your beneficiary as this. Is that right? Or you say, another thing you say is were you looking for yourself or a loved one? So asking these questions, interrupting them, and really like pattern interrupt, right? Because they like expect them to say no, expect them to give you objections. So like one power phrase to use when you're selling insurance and you're calling and using, like going over telesales, and in any capacity is saying, hey, perfect. That's the exact reason for my call. Perfect. That's the exact, perfect. That's actually why I'm calling. Before I hang up, life insurance isn't everybody's favorite topic, but we can both agree that this is an important one. You listed your favorite hobby is this. Is that right? And so being able to be like, keep them on the phone, buy yourself time, right? The goal of calling leads is to get them to answer. From there, the goal of them answering is to be able to present to them. And then the goal of presenting to clients is to help them make a decision and present to them. And then from presenting, it's to close. And then to close is to get apps. And to get apps is to get approved. And approved apps and issued apps, the goal of that is so that you can have freedom, right? And you can get paid a ton of money and really help the client. So there's each stage there's a goal in mind. So what you want to do is your mindset is to go out and get people to answer the phone. Once they answer the phone, then you can actually objection handle, but you can't do that if you're not calling these leads. So a lot of people ask me, hey, how much should I actually be calling my leads? How much should I be calling and dialing? And I say as many times as humanly possible. And I also say, like as many times and as frequently as humanly possible. And that's really the goal. And so your mindset should be getting as many people on the phone, getting presentations and getting in front of people. So you should be calling as many people as you need to be able to present consistently. The most successful people that I see on a day-to-day, week-to-week, and month-to-month basis in this space, right? Selling telesales, right? And selling completely over the phone, selling from anywhere in the world, right? I've sold insurance in tons of different states all across the U.S. from California to the East Coast and Charlotte and Florida, but then also in Mexico, right? And so I've seen this happen time and time again. So like being able to present using a one call close question-based framework and also helping people to decide, right? Another thing is that in terms of the mindset is you're going to do whatever it takes, right? Like you are going to have I'm going to go out and execute and I'm going to do literally whatever it takes as long as it's okay and as long as it's ethical, as long as it's TCPA compliant. I'm going to do literally whatever it takes. I don't even care because the worst thing that can happen is that the person hangs up. That's literally the worst thing that can happen. So it doesn't matter, right? Help them make a decision and get a yes or no. You have to, the only way to play the numbers game is to simply get a yes or get a no. And so that will really help you be able to see success in your business, right? Be able to just go for no, go for people saying no. Like that's just the reality, is like that's how that kind of works, right? And so your mindset, another thing is that it's a volume game. You have to have tons and tons of leads, and that's what I'm going to get to in terms of the lead side. But you have to have a lot of people to talk to, and so I'm going to be breaking down like what leads you should actually work: live transfers, inbound, TV leads, Facebook leads, self-generating leads. What lead is the best, and why are they actually the best? So the mindset, it all starts with your mindset, even before you get on the phone, because this will allow you to actually see the success that you actually want to see, right? So then you get into the presentation, right? And I've actually gone into the complete script. I actually have a script. Let's see, Telesales. And so this is literally the script that I use. And so this is the beginning of it, but like there's the beginning of the call. There's Max's intro. He's crushing it. Made over $20,000 in income this month, and it's literally not even the end of the month. But asking questions, explaining the process. Like, so you have to have a consistent flow of actually how you talk to clients, and having a streamlined process, right? Jordan Belfort talks a lot about having a straight line sales process, and that's what we do. Is like we help them go from like actually cold, right, not knowing who we are, to actually like thanking them, and maybe we cry and laugh during the time, but we actually help them make a decision, help them get protected at the end of the day. So that's really the importance, right, of one call closing, is getting them back on the phone, especially if you're selling final expense life insurance over the phone. These people are not going to answer again, most likely, right? And so what you want to do is you want to avoid going in to set an appointment, but you want to go in to actually close. So that's really the goal of the presentation, is to call and to close. That's really the importance of it. Now let's go to schedule, right? So when are the best times to call? When do you actually start your day? How does your day and workflow go? So first thing that you want to do when you're starting out your day is you want to, like, one thing that's really going to help you is having intentionality of what exactly you're going to do every day and systematizing it. You want to systematize your success in your life. And so what are the actions that top telesales producers do so that you can copy the same exact thing? And they are consistently on the phone, and they're on the phone every single day, right? At the same time. And so 8 a.m. every single day, making sure that you're carving out time in your schedule so that you can call leads and be able to really help families. And so make sure that you're disciplined in your time of dialing. Make sure that you are on the phone by 8 a.m. And so it's super important to have multiple states in different time zones, because say if I'm in Arizona, I'm in Pacific time right now, which is the weird state that doesn't change times. But say I'm in this in Arizona, I'm in Pacific time. Well, what's cool is when I was really going hard, when I actually made $40,000 in like multiple times. When I was doing that, I started working at like 5 to 6 o'clock, because the East Coast is 3 hours ahead. And so I'd get East Coast states and actually call 2 to 3 hours ahead of time. So that's what's cool, is like, okay, hey, if I got started at 5 a.m., it'd be 8 a.m. there. So I'd be calling on the phone and just getting those daily disciplines and daily habits into my life. And so you want to make sure that you're starting at the same time every day. And what's cool is you can also work multiple time zones. So if you're starting at 5 a.m. there, I can end my day at 5 a.m. here, or 5 p.m. here. I could work, I don't know, 5 a.m. here and end 5 a.m. here, because I'm working the same time. It's just different time zones in the East Coast. So you're able to work more, or technically I could work 15-hour days, because I could start 5 a.m. here and end 8 or 9 o'clock at night here, working Pacific time lead. So what's cool is you can work the time zones. No matter where you're actually at, you can work different times. So that's another thing that's really cool. So what the day structure looks like is getting on the phone 8 a.m. I'm going in to my CRM, and I'm actually seeing what leads actually texted back if I'm self-generating them, right? Or if you're working digital leads, you want to make sure that you're going in and prioritizing those leads first, and then calling all the new leads that came in over the night, or clocking into your call center, whatever you got to do, but making sure you're on the phone by 8 a.m. Now, the next thing that you want to do is scheduling admin time. If you have to, if you're a 1099, making sure that you're checking your pending business, like carving time out for that specifically, but maybe an hour, maybe 2 hours tops. I wouldn't even say even 2 hours, but like maybe an hour tops, scheduling your day later in the day to follow up with people that you need to, and call the carriers. But other than that, you should literally, here's a frame of mind. You should either be listening to somebody talk and actually like having a conversation with them and presenting to them, like to ask for a sale, or you should be hearing the phone ring because you're looking for another person to close. And so that's really how your flow of your day should go. Like literally it. So if you got to make 300 dials, make 300 dials. If you got to do like to be able to get your 5 to 7 presentations daily, that will allow you to really scale. Right. And now people are doing $100,000 in a month, which is absolutely insane. But people are doing that because they're disciplined to the schedule, working 10, 15-hour days if need be. So that's the truth, right? This is a volume game. You have to have tons of people to talk to. And the only way that you're going to stay busy is having quality, consistent lead flow coming in so you can really scale. So lead type. So what does that actually look like? So what lead type is going to be best? A lot of agents come to me and they're like, dude, what's the best lead type? There is no magical lead type that you're not going to have to work and you're going to make money. If so, like, that it's too good to be true. If AI is closing the deals for you, like we're not at that point yet. But the lead, just know you're going to have to work, and there's pros and cons with each of them, right? So let's just take a live transfer for example, because those are really nice because they carve out a lot of the time that you are going to do dialing. But if there's two different types of live transfers, there's a live transfer that is somebody coming in and like inbound, right? So they watch a TV ad and they actually call in to you so that you can really get to them, right? And so that is an outbound, or that is an inbound lead, is they call and they're looking for a quote, and they're really looking to get a policy right now. They're looking to at least get a quote, right? So they're actually calling in to you. Now, the other type of transfer, which happens a lot, and a lot of big agencies and call centers that I actually know are moving away from this, is the pre-qualified callbacks. And so what happens is they get a list of age data or data that's people are 65 or leads from years ago, and they're ripping them, calling them 20 different times a day until they answer. And so they're calling them over and over and over and over and over again. And so these are going to be less high intent they're going to have less intent, even though they are a presentation, maybe if they stay on the phone for you and they're not begged to get a gift card or whatever if they stay on the line for a while. Because some people do, right? And this is literally the truth that you need to know when selling insurance is there's people outbound dialing. And they tell the client on the front end, hey, if you stay for 5 minutes, we'll give you a $5 gift card, which they never do. And they're trashed leads. And so you want to make sure that your lead vendor, whoever you're buying these leads from, are not doing that. And also that they're not calling the same data every single day over and over and over again. Because what happened was people would call in. People would be calling. And what would happen is that they would be transferred to an agent. They would help buy a policy. And then the next day, that same person would be called, and maybe they have dementia and they don't remember, or they have some type of health ailment, and all of a sudden, boom, they don't remember, or like something happens, and the persistency just goes to trash because they're constantly getting recycled over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. So just make sure that's kind of the difference between the two. Their transfers are great, but they're expensive. And so if you're new into the industry, you want volume, or you want tons of people to talk to. Now, another alternative is to buy like social media generated leads, right? Buying TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube leads. And those are really cool as well. And so you want to just have a consistent flow to be able to talk to. The thing with those is that you're paying for a ton of margin, and sometimes they're shared. Sometimes they're not really the best quality, so that lead vendors can make their margin. So just be careful with that. Another one's Facebook self-generated. Really what I do and did to be able to make consistent $20,000 to $40,000 a month, and help agents with now. And so, like, Sam Leeds, Gonzalo, Chase, Max, Kyle Work, like people who are making tons of money in the industry that are working, right? And so your goal is volume, right? So the less volume and work, there's live transfers, there's whatever, right? There's tons of different leads out there. Just figure out which one's best for you. If you're going to be buying them, make sure that the lead vendor is not sharing the data. Make sure it's real time and exclusive to you. And so the lead vendor, if you were to buy leads, can't prevent you from going out and filling out another ad. But what they can do is they can control if they're going to sell it multiple times. And that's really where the profit comes in. But make sure that that's not happening to you. Vet them as many times as possible, and make sure that if you're working outbound digital, which is by far the most profitable out of all of them, is having like a CRM, which I'll talk about later, but like having those to where you're having AI actually talk back and forth with these leads so you can get more resolution. Because at the end of the day, the goal with volume is to be able to resolve as many as possible, because you're going to get you're going to get tons of yeses in the midst of getting no's. So the goal is to get a yes or a no. Think about it does not count. So make sure that you're getting tons of volume consistently, right? So how many states should you actually have when you're doing telesales? I recommend 10 plus, nothing less than 10. I wouldn't even say 5. Like I would say 10, 15, 20 states like consistently. And I would like I was talking with I actually interviewed a big agency owner today doing over $1 million a month, and he recommended having 40 states, and so, or his agents have 40 states. And so that's just a way to be able to get lead costs down when you're generating leads. I mean, you could get your lead costs down over 50% by just getting more states. So you should have consistently more states to be able to actually target, run on, generate on, or if you're buying leads, your lead order is going to get filled a lot faster from there. So next thing is carriers. This is a super hot topic, but like if you're working for one carrier, you're captive. And so the goal is to be able to sell as many insurance policies as possible, but having people who you're able to talk with and that are going to help you as an agent, that are really good priced, but also that give you good comp too. You want to make sure that it's a win-win-win for all areas, right? The client gets a low comp or a low premium level, but then you as the agency owner are able to get a decent comp for what you get paid for, because we're solving big problems here. So make sure you're getting at least a 100% commission level across the board. If you're getting anything less than that and you're having to pay for leads, reach out to me via email or drop in the comments down below, and I'll be happy to have a conversation, see if there's anything that I can help with to be able to help you get a higher commission level. Now, in terms of carriers, right? So for final expense telesales, you want to make sure that you're getting carriers that are true Social Security billing. What this means is, say if, and I'll pull up my calendar right here. So say later down the line in May, we'll just pull up May right here. Say in May, or June, my bad. So June 1st, say right here, say June 1st, you actually, like the client gets paid, which is a Saturday. Well, what's going to happen is Social Security, because the government's actually going to be paying them, they're going to pay them a little bit earlier. They're paying them the Friday before. And so you want to make sure that you know that and you have true Social Security billing, so that when that, like the system can actually see that, the carrier's system can actually see that. So when they actually get paid, the money's going to get withdrawn at that time. And so this is really important, because I got hit with chargebacks because I didn't know this and didn't do this. So I want you to make sure to know that this is very, very, very important. So make sure that whenever the client is getting paid actually into their bank account, that they are getting, that's when the money's getting deducted. Now, in terms of limiting Direct Express, make sure that that's happening as well. I have people in the community, agents that I work with on a day-to-day basis, and they don't even take Direct Express anymore. The reason for that is because so many people are, like if you're working Direct Express cards, literally these people are not as, like they're just lower income and lower quality people to actually help. And so it's tough, right? There's going to be chargebacks that hit. There's going to be different things that actually hit that are going to be very challenging. And so I just wouldn't write them. A lot of agents that I work with don't even write them anymore. So besides the Direct Express card, it's super important to have a carrier or carriers that don't always require email signature. And here's why. People are impatient. So one of my first mentors, especially selling telesales, said that part of the ease of use and being able to make it simple for the client experience and allowing them to have a great client experience, that they're not having to jump through 30 million hoops to get approved and get a policy and help them, and you get paid at the end of the day, right? Is having like good signature processes, right? So voice signature or text message signature. So make it super simple and have simple ways for them to be able to sign, so that you can really get to that next level and really get apps approved consistently, right? The telesales mastery, what's going to help you really master telesales is, one, taking massive action, two, being able to have like good carriers that approve in different ways. Some people want 30 to 50 different carriers, which I'm completely against that. I believe that you need 3 to 5 really core carriers, true social security billing, limiting direct express cards, and doing simple signatures, and making it very, 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 very simple for the client, and being able to get an instant approval right away. Like get a yes or no on the spot. Like, this is what you need for final expense and telesales clients. So signature process, making sure that's good. Products, final expense, and term. One call close. Don't forget to invest right now in the subscribe button right now. So subscribe right now to the channel. And if you guys want any more content just like this, comment down below. Let me know if you guys like this and found it valuable. Yeah, so let's talk about softwares now. So softwares, a ton of people and agents ask me this on a day-to-day basis. Okay, what dialers do I need to use? Well, it's important to know that as a telesales agent, something that you need to know is that sometimes your phone's going to get marked as spam. And so one company that, if you want to manually do this, that doesn't charge a ton, is called Number Verifier. And let's see here. Number Verify, I think it's, yeah, right here. So Number Verifier is super important. If you want to make sure that you're not getting marked as spam. It helps with phone reputation management. Like, so this is what you want to avoid, especially with all these companies cracking down nowadays, and your answer rates are lower, is because you're probably getting marked as spam. So make sure that you're not getting marked as spam. So have a dialer, a Kixie dialer, whatever you got to do to be able to make sure that that's not happening. Phone reputation management is absolutely the worst. And it takes a lot of time that's not necessary. So have a CRM with AI automations. What I mean is having a chatbot texting back and forth, so that you can really get to that next level, right? So I recommend a white level, high level. If you guys want the name to that, drop in the comments down below, and I'll be happy to answer it there, or email me, whatever's easiest for you. But having a CRM with AI automations, following up, and really, one, retaining the client, using technology for your side. I always tell people, technology and AI and CRMs and dialers aren't going to take you from a 0 to a 5, right? If you don't know how to sell insurance, it's not going to be useful at all. And it's not really going to help you get to that next level. But if you're at a 5 and you want to get to an 8, this will help you, right? Leveraging technology to be able to get in front of more people, to be able to have more good conversations and highly qualified conversations, but then also having technology in the background to be able to help you get in front of more people is going to be a huge help. So these are the softwares that I recommend. I recommend, right, and this is the next thing, computer setup. I recommend having insurance toolkits up right here, which is just right here. So I recommend having this up. I recommend having Agent AI, the white label high level that on here. And then I also recommend Kixie, right? So all three of those are just up and running, ready to go. Boom, boom, boom. And you're rocking and rolling, right? So you're able to medically qualify and really help people out, so on and so forth, right? And so that's really what your computer setup should look like. Emails down, phone number down, like everything down. accept what you need to be able to just rip consistently and get in front of more people. So that's really what the computer setup looks like. In terms of headset, really good audio is important. It helps you build as a professional, but also make sure that hearing is clearly heard, right? Your voice. And so using a pair of Jabra headset, right? This is a good headset that I use. Just goes over, super easy to use, and boom, and it's really noise cancellation, which is awesome. The actual sound of it is really, really great as well. So if you guys have any other questions, let me know down in the comments. But this is really the truth about final expense life insurance. Like, you guys, one thing, it's a volume game. You got to have a ton of people. There's tons of people, and the market is growing rapidly. And this could be the golden ticket for you to really have financial freedom in your life, in your business, and in your future. So I hope this helped you guys really understand telesales as a whole, understanding how to actually master telesales, all the basics. If you guys have any questions, again, drop in the comments down below. If you guys want to scale a lot faster, book a call with me down below. Link is in the description. And if you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments down below. Subscribe right now to the channel, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.